Hair is all over the place this morning. Good rising. Good rising. I hope all the bells and whistles are working right now. I hope so. Oh my goodness. I forgot to change the title, I think. Let me check. Alright. It says I'm live. That's not what it is. Today we're talking about fear and resistance. I know there was one thing I needed to do. Resistance. Is real. How about that? Fear and resistance is real today. That's what we're talking about. And welcome to Good Rising Chat here in the Indigo Room. I am Sydney Chase, and I'm the host of the Indigo Room, creating our reality talk show on YouTube. So if you haven't already, do check us out on YouTube and subscribe. Today we're going to be talking about fear and how fear really is real. It's a real thing. It feels real, and I know that a lot of times people have heard that fear is false evidence appearing real, but I know it feels real to me. It feels real to me when I feel it. So we're going to be talking about that, and is it stopping you from creating the life that you want to have? Creating the life and dreams and desires that you want to have. Let me see if I can fix this screen a little bit. So welcome, and oops, my camera went out. Welcome, and I hope that you find some things here that are helpful to you. Okay, so let me just check this chat over here and make sure I'm live on YouTube. Yep, everything seems to be working. Okay, so one of the things that I know for me is that fear really used to stop me from doing all the things that I wanted to do. A lot of things. Sometimes, like even now, coming on. Hi, I'm everywhere. Hi, Kat. Good rising, Kat. Yes, I'm everywhere today. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram and Twitter all at the same time. So we're talking about fear today and how it really does feel real, and it really is a real thing. A lot of times people say that fear is not a real thing. To me, it's a real thing, and it causes anxiety. We're not going to be talking about PTSD and traumas, not that kind of fear. That is something that you really do need to, probably see a psychologist or a therapist and sit down with a medical, somebody who has who's licensed in that field to be able to assist you. But today what we're talking about is just fear that, a lot of us have. It's not caused by major traumas that we've had in our regular lives, but just everyday normal fear. Like sometimes you may have fear about going and talking to your boss, or you may have a fear of, I don't know, doing something new in your life. You think that people are not going to pay attention to you, or not going to like you, or not going to like what you're getting ready to do, or have something to say about what you're getting ready to do. And I know for me that I've had that fear. I've had fear a lot of times about a lot of things that I wanted to do in my life, because I'm thinking about everybody else. Hi, Linda. I'm not thinking about me and my dreams and my goals and desires. I'm thinking about what everybody else is going to be saying about me or thinking about me. And hi, Donna. And so I wanted to talk about that today, because a lot of times fear is stopping us from doing the things that we want to do, having the things that we want to have, and living the dreams that we want to, to live. So I want you all to take a moment right now and go get some paper, a pen, a crayon, a pencil, something to write with. Because I want you to take some notes. And I want you to start to feel about how you are feeling feeling in your own experience. Because this is key. So if fear is stopping you, you didn't come here on this planet, number one, to just live a life of mediocrity and then die. That's not what we came here to do. We came here to live and enjoy our lives abundantly and have life more abundantly. And if fear is stopping you, then you're not having that. And God did not put the spirit of fear in us. That is something that we've created all these years, millennia of being on this planet, and we keep perpetuating it upon others. So go get a piece of paper, go get yourself a pen, a crayon, a marker, I don't know, pencil, whatever you're going to write down with. And I want to first talk about identifying really what fear is. That's what I want to talk about just a little bit. Because I don't know if any of you have ever actually looked up the description of fear. So that might be something you want to do. Like, what is it? Just look it up. Look up the definition of fear. I know when I first started doing this type of work on myself, I really did go look up, well, what the hell is it? And we've talked about it in the Indigo Room, how fear and excitement are actually the same energy. They feel the same in our bodies. Did you know that? Did anybody ever just check yourself when you're feeling fear and then when you're feeling excitement? They both feel the same way. It's just that our brain tells us, okay, I'm afraid of that. And then our brain tells us, oh yeah, I'm excited about that. Or our thoughts. So our thoughts and our feelings are what manifest in our reality, right? So if your thought is telling you, oh, I'm excited about this, that means that you're happy about it. But it still has the same frenetic energy in your body that fear does. They feel exactly the same. They do not feel any different. So the difference is what our thought is telling us and about fear, and what our thought is telling us about excitement. I'm excited about this. I'm happy about this. Oh my goodness, this is about to, it feels the same. It doesn't feel any different. So I want you to get if you got the paper, I'll finish talking. Did y'all get your piece of paper and a pen? Did you? Did you? Okay. So the description of fear, because we're going to talk about fear and resistance. We're only going to be here 30 minutes today, so I got to get this out real quick. And it's almost 11:11. So if it's 11:11, I want you to focus on releasing all of the Wicky Wacky and letting all of the new stuff into your experience. Hey, Sharon's in the house from Hotlanta. Okay, so I want you to, I'm going to give you the description of what fear is, okay? If you've never looked it up before, this might be something that you do. Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief. It's caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. It's a belief, unpleasant emotion that is caused by a belief. And what are our beliefs? Our beliefs are thoughts. Thoughts that somebody gave us, or we created them on our own. And again, I'm not talking about PTSD, trauma. I'm not talking about something that really happened to you in your life that was traumatizing. That's something you're really going to probably need help with. someone who's licensed. But I'm talking about everyday fears, fear of public speaking for no reason. Maybe somebody laughed at you when you were a kid and that was it. And you have carried that with you into adulthood, but this is something that you want to do. Maybe it is writing a book and somebody told you that, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, and you absorbed that. You carried that with you. So today we want to talk about how to release some of those things. And you want to ask yourselves some questions about the fear, which is a belief. It's an unpleasant emotion caused by a belief that someone or something is likely to cause pain or a threat. So now, right now, where we're sitting right now, you may be in the comfort of your own home. You may be wherever you are. Sharon's in Atlanta, and so she's traveling. But you may be just home. There's nothing around you right now that is threatening you. Nothing right now is threatening you. Hello, Iman. Now, if nothing right now, because you are actually listening, you're in here, right? You're in the chat, you're in the show, you're listening. So there's nothing right now that's threatening you. You're not being chased. Nobody's trying to run you over. Nobody's trying to break into your house. So nothing is trying to threaten you. Okay, so we've got that established. However, you could be sitting in this calm, relaxed state in your own home, and all of a sudden you have a crazy wicky wacky thought. For whatever reason, you went there, and now you're in fight or flight mode. So one of the things that I do is, if I find myself going off on, some sort of thought rampage, I really do try to anchor myself in a thought. Well, am I here? But who's here with me right now? No one. Who's threatening me right now? No one. Actually, I'm threatening myself, because my fears are what's running rampant. So I stop when I catch myself as often as I can in those thoughts, and I go, wait. Who's threatening you right now? What is threatening you right now? If there's nothing around or in my area, my general vicinity that is threatening me, that right there, that one thought helps to calm me down. I've used this for a long time, a few years. I go, wait. Okay, there's nobody here. This is just me. What's happening right now? What am I thinking about right now? Because my belief is what is causing the emotion. And resistance is something that we want to look up too. And resistance, let me give you the definition. Did I write it down? Maybe I didn't write it down. I did look it up for you. But that's when you're stopping something. Okay? So when you're getting ready to, no, I didn't write it down. But anyway, resistance is something that you're going to stop yourself from doing, being, or having based on the fact that you have a fear about it. And you don't think it's going to work. And you don't think it's going to be helpful. So you just shut it down. And when you shut it down, whatever it is that is going to help you, that's resistance. And the longer you shut stuff down, the longer it's going to take for you to get out of whatever it is, whatever the issue is, whatever the thing is that you want to change. So we're looking at fear as the unpleasant emotion caused by a belief. And it's also to be afraid of someone or something that is dangerous. And again, if you're sitting in your own home, when these feelings start to come up, these wicky wacky feelings start to come up, hi Barb, then you have to ask yourself, in that moment, you have to stop and ask yourself, okay, What's threatening me right now? What's happening right now? And then you can start to ask yourself some questions. And some of the questions that I always ask my own self is, why am I afraid? Why am I afraid to do whatever it is that I'm getting ready to do, or whatever it is I'm getting ready to be? You know, a lot of times people say, feel the fear and do it anyway. I don't like that saying. I haven't liked that saying in a long time. You know why? Because when you feel something so vehemently, 9 times out of 10, when you are feeling that fear so fiercely and you go ahead and do it anyway, it comes out messed up. I have found that. Unless, you know, I'm getting ready to jump out of a plane or I have adrenaline and, you know, it excites me and I'm excited about it. We're excited and I'm fearful about it. You know, some people are fear junkies and excitement junkies. They get off on that and that makes them feel good. I'm not one of those people. I don't like that feeling. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good to me. And when you're excited and you have that fear stuff going on, both of those emotions, those feelings feel the same. It's just our thought and what we say about it that determines if it's fear or excitement. So anyway, I ask myself, when I'm, you know, got something going on, is what would people say or think about me? Because usually when there's some kind of fear going on, it's that. Like, do I care about that? What would people say or think about me if I did this thing, if I said this thing? Then number 2 is, what would my friends and family say or think about me? Those are questions that I ask myself. Just go down the line and I write the answer. Then I say, why do I care about what they say or think about me? Because, you know, a lot of times, like I said, when people say feel the fear and feel the fear and do it anyway, when you feel the fear and you do it anyway, 9 times out of 10, the thing doesn't come out right. So I like to get into a calm space first about whatever it is I'm getting ready to do. If I'm getting ready to jump out of a plane with a parachute, I want to be as calm as possible. I may be happy that I'm getting ready to do it. This is something I conquered, a fear that I've conquered, but I don't want to be in a fearful state, and I really don't want to be in an excitement state, because it both has the same energy and I want it to manifest nicely. I want to jump out of the plane with my parachute and land peacefully without any pain, without breaking any bones, without, you know, any trauma. So these are questions that I ask myself. What would people say or think about me? What would my friends and family say or think about me? And why do I care or worry? Because care, if you look up the word care, it means to worry. Basically, that's what care means. So why do I care or worry about what they say or think about me? If you look in some of my journals, you'll see that, like, a lot of times when I am trying to get over something that I'm afraid of, or trying to move through something that I'm afraid of. And I'm going to tell you, you know, when people say, like, fear is not real, that's BS. It's bull. Or when they say it's false evidence appearing real, that's it may be false, but it sure feels real to me. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Sure feels real to me. And when I have moved in my fear, when I have done things in my fearful feeling, like, you know, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, 9 times out of 10 it doesn't come out right. I'm just saying. 9 times out of 10. So I've learned to get into the space of feeling calm poised and I'm bothered by asking myself certain questions in the moments that I'm going through the fear. Because if you ignore it, like a lot of times people ignore the fear, that's not moving through it, and that's not helping you get to it. It's not helping you release it. When you ignore the fear, I feel like I have to face it. Like, it's better for me to face the fear, whatever it may be, and do make incremental steps to move myself through it so that I can get to where I want to be and experience what I want to experience. My God, it's hot in here. Let me see if I can fix this fan. Oh, that's because I don't have the windows open. No wonder. All right. Well, that would make sense. I don't have the windows open in my apartment. I just looked in my kitchen. I'm saying, why is it so hot in here? It's nice out today. I don't have the windows open. So I'm sweating. Okay. So now the question is, are any of these things that I'm just asking myself, what would people say or think about me, and what would my friends say or think about me, and why am I worried about what my friends would say or think about me? And then I ask myself, is any of that real? Is any of it real? What they're going to say and think about me? Any of it. Is any of it real? Because then I can find out, is it, if it's my imagination? You know, because our imagination creates, and what we are, who we are, is what manifests. So then I'm looking, I'm going, well, no, that's not real. Like, they're not physically here right now. They're not causing me any danger. And why do I worry or care about what they think? What is important about that? And that's the thing that I'm asking myself. Like, why is that important to me, that I should worry about what they think? Whoever it may be. Could be my boss. Could be, the landlord. It could be the banker. It could be the person down the street that I'm walking next to. Why should I care about what they think? Because usually, and then I make myself go, well, they probably have fears too, and I'm worried about them. So the next thing that I ask is this also, the thing that I'm, I'm afraid to be, do, and have. I'm afraid to do it. I'm afraid to call the telephone company. Well, I don't know if you guys have a telephone company anymore. If you have a landline, you might, if you owe the bill. A lot of times people are so afraid of picking up the phone. I had a discussion with someone the other day, and she was like, oh my God, I have to pay this bill, I have to do this, and my phone's gonna get cut off. Oh, stop. Hold on. Because she's right now in the belief that her phone is getting ready to be cut off, and she's making all kinds of, all kinds of scenarios. I went, stop. And we went through some of these steps. And when we got down to it, I said, well, the fear is that you don't have the money to pay your phone right now, right? And you're in the belief that it's going to be cut off. I said, but what if you just stop for a moment, step back from that belief, calm down, just center yourself right now, because your phone is on right now. We're talking. Your phone right now is on. We're talking. We're having a conversation. Can you call the phone company right now and see if you can make out a payment plan? She's like, well, maybe. Okay. So in that moment, she got into the present moment, because where she was going was a fearful future moment that hadn't happened yet. So she got back into this present moment of realizing, okay, wait, I am on the phone right now. My phone's not cut off right now. Not right now. I can call them and talk to them about when I'm going to pay it. And once she was able to just step out of that, just in that moment, for that one thing, we talked later and, she made an arrangement. And she was able to pay the bill when she gave the time. She'll be able to pay it. So a lot of times, a lot of the fears that we have are self-made. I mean, we're in a belief system that nothing can help us. And when you're in fear mode, when you're in that fear mode, you take yourself out. And then you wind up creating the thing that you don't want to have. Like Job says, the fear, the greatest fear I've had has befallen me. The thing I feared the most has befallen me. That right there, that one statement should tell us right there that our thoughts, our fears create our reality. So again, ask yourself, is this something that I really want to be, do, and have? Because if it's not, and it's somebody else's idea of what you should be, do, and have, you may have some fear and resistance about doing the thing. Check and see if it's something that you really want in the first place. Because if you really don't want to be, do, and have this thing, all of this angst that you're creating about it, you can let it go. It might not be something you want to have in the first place. Barb says, I care less and less as I age, but I still do look for that approval, which I realize when disapproval is shown to me. Right. Okay. Well, I'm trying to help us just release the fear part, because the question sometimes, if you ask yourself the question, usually 9 times out of 10, the reason why we don't do the things that we want to do is because we have fear coming at us from wherever, like our friends, our family. And as you care less and less, you may want to look at why you have resistance to some of the other things that you wanted to be, do, and have. So it may not be that you care about what other people think, and that's a good thing, that as you age, you care less and less. But I'm trying to care less and less right now, today, in this moment, right? So as fears come up, it's a good thing to ask yourselves those questions. Why am I feeling this fear? Where is it coming from? Like, what is my resistance to what it is that I want to be, do, and have? So you do want to take a mental check in your thought process. And like I said, also check and find out if it's a good fear or if it's wicky wacky. Because sometimes, it could be a good fear. And there's good fears. There's good. Good fear means that, somebody's chasing you with a knife and they're trying to kill you. And that's not the time to start figuring out, I'm going to be calm. You got to run. Okay? So there's some good fears and there's some wicky wacky fears. So if you are in the mode of, if somebody's chasing you, or if this is a real fear that is it's a threat, it's a dangerous situation, and your fear is, that's real. And it's trying to give you an indication that you need to go. You need to move. You need to get out of the way. That's a good fear. Because there's some fears that we create ourselves, and then there's some fears that really are helpful. You see something, a boulder coming down a mountain at you, fear sets in. Jump, move out the way. You're not going to stand there and go, oh, I'm going to find peace and zen. Move. So there are some fears that are good. So you want to ask yourself, is this a good fear or is this a wicky wacky fear? Is this a good fear or is it irrational? Because if it's irrational, if it's just fear of public speaking, because it's something that you've never done before, then you want to start asking yourselves those questions. So good fear, like I said, is a response to actual physical danger. It's a physical danger that's getting ready to happen to you, and you need to move. You need to get out of the way. You need to run. That's a good fear. Now, all of the other fears, or you're getting ready to fall, you need to brace yourself. All the other fears are our thought processes. It's our belief. It's what we've created based on this feeling and the emotion that we have. So I just want you to just use those questions as you go about your day. And I know you go like, Sydney, gosh, you give us homework all the time. That's because you got to do work all the time. You've got to work on yourself all the time. So what can you do to stop yourself, grab yourself in the moment when you're in the middle of that fearful feeling? Stop, ground yourself, and we're getting ready to end, but ground yourself in the moment and be in the present moment. And I want to thank you for joining me today, because this is getting ready to end, this live. So I hope you have a great week, and I will see you on Wednesday on the Indigo Room, Creating Our Reality, on YouTube at 8 o'clock p.m. I hope some of these things work for you. We're going to be doing this a little bit more, and just keep watching for new content as we talk about fear and releasing it. But use those questions. I love you. Have a great day. Have a great week. See you soon on the Indigo Room. Bye. Bye. Bye, Donna. Bye, Barb. Bye, Linda. Bye, Sharon.